Hey, this is Dakota from Fleshbound and Gorepig, and you're listening to Vulgar Display of Podcast.
I'm Peppa Pig. This is my little brother George. This is Mommy Pig. And this is Daddy Pig.
Hi, and welcome to the Vulgar Display of Podcast. You got the Mox and Anthony here. Anthony, how are you, buddy?
Fucking excited.
Man, this coming week, Friday, June 23rd at Park Hills Underground, Vulgar Fest.
Yeah.
And right now, we're joined online by two bands, one guy. We're with Dakota from Fleshbound and Gorepig. Dakota, how are you?
Yo, what's up, brother? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
We're a couple days away from you coming into town and playing our small place and our small town here. We're excited to bring a little bit metal to this area.
Yes, sir. I'm excited to play there. Well, me and most of the other guys are all from smaller parts of Arkansas as well, so we're excited, man.
And so is this the Arkansas tour then? Do we have this named yet?
we don't have it named yet, but we're trying to come up with something clever.
Tell us a little bit, I guess, first and foremost about Fleshbound.
Yeah, man. Fleshbound actually kind of just started as a side project for me. My old band Abamel was going full swing, and I kind of wanted to do something more on the just technical and heavy side. So I started doing Fleshbound with the original vocalist in, I think, 2019. And then after Abamel split up in 2020, it became the main focus. And, you know, a few lineup changes later, here we are, and about to drop a new EP. It actually goes online tonight at midnight. But yeah, man, I mean, the Fleshbound project is just meant to be heavy and technical and kind of in your face, and we hope the live show is the same.
And that was going to be one of my questions. What can the fans at Park Hills Underground and Vulgar Display of Podcast, what can we expect from this show?
For Fleshbound, it's just going to be unrelenting. Our set list has a few planned breaks, obviously, for tuning and things like that. But as far as the music, it's just going to be unrelenting. The fast parts are fast. The slow parts are brutal. Riffs and vocals and double bass, baby. It's going to be fun.
Hey, we can dig on that.
Yeah.
So is this show in particular, the Vulgar Fest, is this a part of a tour that you guys are on or a little run that you guys are making?
Yeah, I mean, you could call it that, yeah. We're going to be playing there for Fleshbound and Gorepig, playing the Vulgar Fest, and then the following night we're playing Extreme Metal Mayhem 3 in Jackson, Michigan, which is, you know, I guess you could call it a little run, a little two-date thing.
And I know you guys recently opened up, actually you and Gorepig, Fleshbound and Gorepig just opened up for a band that we interviewed, Cheney Crab of Inthenos. Did I say it right?
I think so.
Inthenos and Signs of the Swarm. How'd that show go for you guys?
It was great, man. It was fun. It was a little bit of a tight schedule with how many bands we had on the bill, but you know, showed up early, got sound check handled, and it was smooth, man. It was a really good show. Intheos and Signs are insane, man. Like, Signs is always really good, but Intheos just has that element of shred where when their guitarists are like warming up, even then you're like, holy crap, like just different, man. Like both bands are just insane.
Yeah, Signs is absolutely fucking brutal.
Yeah, they're good. I think I've played with Signs 3 or 4 times now. Those are really good guys. Another thing funny for the Fleshbound Gorepig thing, you can just call us sister bands because we share 3 of the same members.
Oh, that many. I didn't realize there was that many.
Yeah, it's literally both guitars and bass.
Well, we're glad we put you guys both back to back on the bill because
no breaks.
You could just like turn around and then start playing the next. You know, there's not a lot of equipment change over.
It's funny you say that because so many people, they'll reach out and they're like, hey, man, like, I know that's brutal. Like, good luck. But really, it's preferred because then we don't have to tear our equipment down. Only the drummer does.
Right. Logistically, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's really easy. And then travel too. You know, we have a big van, so it's plenty of room for both bands.
Great. I know you have a couple new videos out with Terminal Lucidity and Entity 6. What does the imagery play a part in your band, if any?
So Fleshbound is a band that's comprised of 5 members, and 4 out of 5 are veterans. We have 2 Marines, which would be me and Colin, the vocalist. We have a naval vet, which is Chris, our bassist. And then we have an Army vet, which is Lucas, the other guitarist. Billy's not a vet. He's the only one that's not. And so a lot of our lyrical content and just like themes are surrounding, you know, PTSD and combat experience and just overall life experience from like that perspective, you know. So that's a lot of the imagery. And then for Entity 6, it's the back rooms.
And it's I think you have your hand in a lot of this, because tell us about Colossal Recordings. Is that you, and what's your involvement with that?
Yeah. So when I got out of the military in 2016, I started networking with musicians and stuff here in Arkansas, and I met a guy by the name of Dalton Kennerly, who's the original owner and founder of Colossal Recordings, based out of Conway. I don't think he's in Conway anymore, but I worked with him for a bit, and then I made an investment into the studio just because I really like Dalton and I believe in his work ethic and everything. And then, you know, he ended up just making me part owner, or at least like part of it, I guess. And so, yeah, that's just kind of the name I use when I use things, because like I said, Dalton's just a really stand-up guy, and I've learned a lot of what I know from him.
What do you find yourself doing in your off time when you're not being creative and making music and recording and videos and all that? What do you do for fun?
Video games, man. I think everybody pretty much in both bands, minus I think 2 guys, we're in Discords every single night playing games, and I mean, we play everything. I think right now the addiction is Wrath of the Lich King Classic, but
nice.
It's anything from that to Rust to just general shooting games, and you know, anything, man. VR, yeah, all of it.
I just see the metal world and the music world and video games just so closely aligned, and we actually have a podcast called Birds and Swords on our podcast network that is just for gaming. So yeah, those worlds they collide quite a bit.
Yeah, they do, man. Video games are literally just interactive art pieces. So yeah, it's one and the same.
I just posted something today in our Vulgar Display a podcast group. Are you familiar with Belushi Speedball out of Kentucky, I think?
I've heard of that. Yeah, I have.
So they sort of have a weird sense of humor about them. They're more of a thrash band, but they just released their new album somehow, and I don't know how. I'm not very technical, but they just released it on Super Nintendo. So you can put the Super Nintendo cartridge in and listen to their new record.
Wow, that's awesome.
I didn't see that yet. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
So you got some really cool merch bundles associated with the big release tomorrow. You want to talk about how we can get that?
Yeah, man. I got the Big Cartel updated yesterday or the day before. We actually only have one bundle available just because with 2 bands and sharing so many members, funds are kind of tight, you know. But the one bundle is in our opinion and everybody's opinion, it's a steal. I mean, you're really paying for 2 shirts, and you're getting 2 shirts, the album, and some stickers. And that $50, it covers all of that. Normally the shirts are $25. So, you know, you're getting 2 shirts and a CD and stickers. And then after, I don't know, probably keep it up for about a week. And then after that, we'll put the individual items up for sale, and then get rid of the bundles. And
then will you be having merch with you at Vulgar Fest this coming week?
Yes, sir. It'll be the same merch that's on our Big Cartel, and then plus a few other just like random things that we have a few pieces of. And then we have some merch, or not merch, sorry. We have some show-specific merch. We have some like little plastic beer cups that you can wash and everything that have a Fleshbound Blue Moon logo thing on it that are pretty cool, and some stickers and stuff.
We can't wait for Friday, June 23rd, the first annual, is that right? The first installment? What are we
sure? Yeah, the very first.
The very firsty Vulgar Fest, Park Hills, Missouri, Park Hills Underground, Fleshbound, Gorepig. You got Iced Wrist from Omaha, Nebraska, another killer band, and At My Worst. And we appreciate your time today, man, and can't wait for you guys to get into town.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to meet you, gentlemen.
All right, buddy. We'll talk soon.
All right, y'all have a good one.
We can fight the battles that take